cosmic love, we're breaking through. Nothing left but me and you. Glitching hearts in neon blue. Infinite, eternal truth.
What's up, guys? Another room video because it's fucking raining, so I figured why not do a room video because it's fucking raining. You know what I mean? Don't want to get the camera wet, do we now? Hell no. But, yeah, it's a good day in the Matrix. It's a good day to coexist in this reality, as it always was and will be with everyone. And, you know, listen to my fucking doggy. What's up, buddy? Yeah, buddy. He wants to go outside. It's fucking raining. Yeah, buddy. You're gonna get wet. Come on, buddy. Alright, that's what I thought. It's fucking raining. Let's go. Anywho. So, what I was going to say was, I hope your day is good, and your night's good, and your morning's good, and your whole life is good, you know? Shit. If it's not good, then do something to make it better, you know? Anywho, let me get some beverage before. You like my fucking projector? It's the Samsung. Obviously, it's not on because I'm trying to make a video, but yeah. Okay, now, what I was gonna say was, your peace, man. Your peace is valuable. It is always found within you, never out there. Like, a lot of people, just like the same with my videos, every video I make, it's always within you, it's nothing external. It's the same for this, you know, peace has always been within yourself, but also understanding that silence is sacred. Sometimes we need that space, the solitude to just recenter, especially for out and about. So much. So just speak up for yourself. You know what I mean? Speak up for your peace, because the more you speak up for your peace and set these boundaries, the more you're going to become more of a magnetic person, because you have these boundaries. You have these, what's the word? Standards, right? The people who have standards and they know what they want, they're attractive, you know? You know, it's attractive to know what you want. It's attractive to have boundaries, to have self-respect, you know what I mean? To not self-abandon yourself by just giving in because you want to ease the tension, you know, whatever. Because at the end of the day, fuck that. Fuck easing their attention. You have a life to live. You have a reality to create. You know what I mean? Why the fuck are you gonna do this and that or whatever, and then kind of not even be, you know, shrink yourself, not even be the full you that you could be because you want to keep the peace. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't matter, dude. Just do you and do the shit that you love, and then understand that silence is sacred. You know, it can heal, it can protect you in that solitude. It can protect you, but like, also understand too that silence also has its shadow, right? When it becomes a cage instead of a choice. So it's understanding that growth is learning the difference, you know, between when it's needed to be silent or maybe you're doing too much of silence, you know what I mean? Because staying quiet can look peaceful on the surface, but if it comes at the cost of your own self-worth, it's not peace. It's self-abandonment. It's suppression. Because there are times when the most loving thing that you could do for yourself is to just speak up and not let people walk over you. Been there, done that. But it's once you speak up, the self-empowerment and the more self-love you're going to feel and proud of yourself you're going to feel, because you're not letting people walk over you. You're just like, you know what, no, fuck you, you know? As I always say, life is about balance. 50% fuck off, 50% namaste. Sometimes you gotta do the fuck off, you know what I mean? You can't always do the namaste. Not everyone is deserving of a namaste. You know what I mean? I always say namaste lady, but not everyone is deserving of a namaste lady. You know, sometimes it's just fuck you, bitch. You know? So it's like, sometimes it's just time to speak up, right? To say no, to say this isn't okay, I don't want this, I deserve better, I want change, fuck you, fuck that. No more. You know, it doesn't serve me. Yeah, boundaries aren't about anger. They're not walls meant to keep people out. They're just reminders of what you will no longer tolerate, you know, accept, and what you will protect inside yourself. Yeah, like that. Because when you speak with confidence and with knowing what you want with certainty, you're not creating conflict. You're creating clarity for yourself. You're honoring your own dignity. You're self-loving, right? Because self-respect, it's quiet. It's powerful energy, though. It doesn't beg. It doesn't shout. It just simply stands firm. It's not begging to be seen. Oh, look at me, look at me. It just is. You know, it's natural. And sometimes the most spiritual, mature thing you can do is look at a situation and say, this is not acceptable. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not choosing this anymore. I'm choosing different this time. Because it's that moment that the breath of truth, you know, is where transformation begins, where healing begins. That's where you reclaim your peace. And by choosing you, you know, by choosing different, by you simply saying no. You know, someone asks you to do something, you listen to your body, you go home, because you want to keep your peace. And then later on that day, you found out maybe there was a fight, you know, whatever, at the get together you were invited to or something, and because you said no, you chose to honor your peace and shit, listen to your body. You didn't have to be around that environment, or like, you know, situation where people are in a fight and like, you know, whatever shit. One time I was invited somewhere to a party. I don't really do parties, so of course I'm gonna say no, because that's just boring. All you do is drink and just ego shit. But it was on New Year's, whatever. It was, you know, I didn't feel like doing it. I listened to my body, and then I ended up finding out later, because they asked if I wanted to go. I said no. I ended up finding out later that on the way home, they fucking hydroplaned on a puddle, and they got in a car crash. It wasn't too bad. No one was really hurt, thankfully. But still, bro, if I would have said yeah, I would have went there and then had myself experience that. Like, no, dude, I'm good. Sometimes you do have to listen to your body. You do, because your body knows quicker, faster than the mind does what's best for you, right? Always listen to your body, your intuition, because that is self-love. That's not self-abandonment. I said no. I chose myself. I chose peace. Because of me choosing peace in myself, I avoided that. You know what I mean? And that's just a little example. Like, you can choose yourself many ways, you know? Instead of begging so much for someone's validation and approval, like I used to like this girl for so long back when I was in high school, and I always wanted her to like me and approve of me and see me. And if she could finally approve of me and see me and be with me, then I could finally approve of me and see myself. It's like bullshit, bro. We're so powerful as consciousness that we can create these illusory boundaries, you know what I mean, and limitations. You know, like, I literally was handing over a metaphorical key to this girl that she had to give me that validation. No, bro, it always has existed within you. Once I chose myself instead of choosing, you know, trying to choose someone else other than my own self, everything shifted. I began to feel more brighter, you know, more sexy, more fucking attractive, more magnetic, more charismatic, because I finally chose myself instead of choosing anything but me, right? Instead of believing that I needed anything outside of me to be whole. It's all a little mind game that the ego loves to do. There is nothing outside of yourself that will give you that peace and validation. Only you do. Literally all within yourself. That's why you gotta come back to your breath. You come back to your heartbeat. Bring your awareness to this present moment of your heartbeat and of your breath. And you do that by meditation. You know, just feeling your heart, breathing, feeling the chi, the flow, the prana flow through you while feeling your heart all at one time. You know, circulating that prana flow. The more you do that, the more you put that awareness to the heart, those thoughts do stop. The awareness does get higher, stronger. You do get a higher sense of awareness, you know, over your thoughts, over your body, over your reality. But beyond the thoughts, beyond the labels and the meanings we've given everything, is the heart, is the awareness, is peace, is you, is your soul. So it's when you get to the heart space, the real you, the peace within yourself, beyond all this materialistic physical plane, then that's when reality will shift with you in your favor, because you found the peace that has always existed within you, beyond form, beyond physical. Because all this physical shit that we see, all this is a dimension of solidity, or what appears to be solid and separate. But we're beyond this physical plane, right? We're just temporarily having a body that we use, that our consciousness can navigate in this three-dimensional realm, whatever, solidity, physicality, whatever. The true you is beyond all of this shit, right? That's where the peace lies, beyond all this shit. But if you keep thinking that the peace and happiness always was in here, in this physical plane that we see and we're having fun in, you're never gonna get the truth. You're gonna miss the point. And the point was that it's always been within you, right here in your heart, and you're within yourself. And when you don't realize that, you begin to develop a higher sense of awareness, a higher consciousness, because the heart is a consciousness of its own. So when you get to the heart, you do get to the higher consciousness, which is the higher self, which is beyond ego, which is a higher state of consciousness. But if you're more attached to the ego, which is very limiting, very lower consciousness, very separate, very clings to the solid plane, right? It clings to the physical plane, all this shit. But the true you, the higher self, the higher consciousness, the formless, right? The soul, the energy, the consciousness that you are, whatever, beyond form, that's the real you. That's the real peace. It knows that it's beyond physical plane, where ego forgets and believes that it's only physical, right? You feel me? It's only all of what I see around me, and it overemphasizes on it. But when you get to the heart, again, you remember the truth, which you are beyond physical, and you are beyond form, and you are just spirit having a temporary human experience of form. And then through that truth is remembrance of the peace that has always been within in yourself, never out here. So when you do that, you're gonna feel so much better. You're gonna look better. You're gonna look cuter. You're gonna look sexier. You're gonna be more of a magnet, because you brought the awareness to here, the heart. You took it from the outside. You brought your awareness and the energy being projected out there, and you projected it in here. And now you're chilling. Now you can navigate this reality with ease, because you're not chasing out there, right? You're more grounded, aligned, and present within yourself and your environment. Namaste, lady, guys. You got this. See you tomorrow.